Hey y'all, and welcome back to me living my best fall life through The Sims and building only autumn things. Just kidding. I actually do have a few ideas for things that might not be autumn related exactly, many from the comments and like your guys' suggestions, so thank you so much for those because I am actually having a bit of trouble inspiration wise lately, so like thank you guys so much for your suggestions. But anyway, so today we are building some autumnal townhomes. Yeah, the way that I kind of got the idea for this was I was just kind of like overthinking different fall aesthetics and different fall color schemes and just being like kind of wanting to do all of them, but like that would take a long time and not sure which ones I wanted to do first. And then it just kind of hit me to like make townhomes and make each of them sort of like a different fall aesthetic and like just combine it and make sort of this like Frankenstein build. So that's what I tried to do here, and once I had that idea, like this kind of came together very quickly because like I was just so excited about it and I just did whatever felt pretty to me. So yeah, you've seen the thumbnail. It looks a little crazy, I'll be honest. Like, if you enjoy realism when you're watching speed builds, maybe click off of this video, because if I'm being honest, this would never exist in real life. There is no universe where this building would ever exist ever. It's giving spooky, it's giving fall, it's giving cabin, it's giving Tudor, it's also giving modern. Like it's just a mess. It's just anything that I thought was even vaguely autumnal, I just put it in this build. And I gotta be honest, I was getting so much like fall joy as I was building this and just like so much serotonin. So yeah, I'm not sorry, but again, if this build isn't for you, you know, that's totally chill. I do realistic builds every once in a while. It's probably a good mix of like realistic and not realistic. So as you can see, the shape of these townhomes has come together, as well as the color scheme. That's more or less done. On the right hand side, I have like this dark wood and magenta vibe with some olive green accents, and then in the middle it's sort of like a Tudor vibe almost, and I use this half timbered wallpaper that I love, and the timber is like this sort of orangey warm tone, and I really like that. Like that was definitely giving fall, but I did feel maybe it was like a little bit too much contrast from the other two houses, so I do change some of that to be like a darker wood, but then as you can see I keep some of the warmer wood as well. So yeah, and then on the left hand side it's like very much this like dark forest green sort of vibe. That wallpaper is from Seasons if I remember correctly. And now I'm beginning the landscaping process. I grabbed my favorite debug fences from Werewolves. They look a lot like some of the debug fences from base game, but in my opinion the swatches from Werewolves are just like way better. It looks a little more weathered and it has like kind of like a darker wood. Definitely great especially for like a fall build. But yeah, anyway, I also added a swing set over to the left over there. Even though technically there are no kids' rooms in these townhomes, and like, I mean, you could add one, but like anyway, I just figured like even adults can enjoy a swing set. Like I'll swing on a swing set from time to time. And then I also just added any bushes or landscaping that I thought had like a really nice fall swatch. So I actually don't know what this build looks like during the other seasons. I imagine it looks much the same, just imagine that the plants are like bright green instead of brown and dead. So yeah, it should look much the same, but it's definitely a fall build. And then I go in with my favorite stepping stones, of course, for this left-hand townhome, and then I actually use terrain paint for the pathways in front of the other two. I just thought it kind of added to the haphazard sort of like Frankenstein vibe of it all to have three completely different pathways. I just add one mailbox because I think that's better gameplay wise. Oh, and speaking of gameplay, I have made townhouses once before, and I think I made something like 8 townhomes on this lot right here, and they were skinny. Like some of them were like 2 tiles wide, and I think the widest one was like 4 tiles wide, so they were very skinny. Like these ones here are skinny, but not that skinny. And I detailed them. I filled them up with so much clutter and so many items. I filled them to the brim. And when I went to actually play test it in my computer, it was so slow to load because of the sheer amount of items on this small lot. So for this one, I really wanted to, like, you know, dial it back a little bit. I don't clutter it up too much. It's not empty either. Like, I wouldn't call it minimalist, but I definitely tried to be mindful of that. But then again, if some of you have really good computers, it might not be a problem anyway. But for my, like, terrible old computer, my Sims game really struggles to run when there are too many items. So yeah, if you notice that this build is slightly less cluttered than my usual builds, that's why. But yeah, we are in the interior of this first townhome now. I brought in the sort of like magenta, reddish, cute brick from the outside onto this one accent wall. I use these counters from Country Kitchen Kit in this pretty neutral light wood swatch. And I pair them with these base game appliances that sort of look old-fashioned to me. And then under the stairs, I tuck a few things in there, like a trash can, a plant, and in a second, I'll also tuck a little television under there. I add a window instead of upper cabinets because in a build this skinny, I find that upper cabinets really just get in the way, kind of. It just like kind of makes it look crowded and like claustrophobic almost. I add this table from Cats and Dogs. I just thought it had like really fun accent colors in the wood. I add these white flowers and this sort of like purpley painting from, what pack is that from? Oh, it's from Dream Home Decorator. And I just thought that painting sort of brought out some of the tones in like the woods that I'm using, and also like that magenta brick accent wall that I have. I add a sort of purpley couch as well, which is from Cottage Living. Sorry, I'm having trouble remembering any of the pack names right now, but that's from Cottage Living, and I thought that also fit the color scheme very well. And then here we are upstairs. I'm bringing the same walls upstairs, that same accent wall, as well as this like timber. That one's from, I really can't remember pack names today. That one's from Spa Day. And I've sectioned off a little area for the bathroom, but the rest of the upstairs is just sort of general bedroom space. That's how I did all 3 of the townhomes actually, just didn't really section off a room for the bedroom. It's just kind of the entire upstairs area. But yeah, I'm using this bed that is so cute. It's from the high school pack. Hey, I remembered that one. The bed is from the high school pack. And this bed in particular, like we got a lot of great beds with the new pack, but this bed in particular I think is my favorite because it has such a cool like metal frame with like these designs on it, and the swatches are great. Like I think I actually used this bed twice in this build, once in this sort of black and brown swatch, and then once again in like a green gold swatch. So yeah, I wonder if they did that on purpose, adding like some nice fall swatches to the high school pack and knowing that fall was right around the corner. I don't know. Anyway, that's my favorite bed. I also added an easel because, you know, small, doesn't take up a lot of space, but it's a skill building item. And then here we are in the bathroom. Pretty simple toilet, sink, shower, you know how it be. I add a little window as well. Right now it is white, but I do actually change it to be brown later on because I realized all the other windows are brown and it like kind of looks weird, especially from the outside when there's just like one white window and all the rest of them are brown. It doesn't look cohesive. Anyway, I change it later. But yeah, I added a dresser in the bathroom there, if you didn't notice, because there wasn't space in the bedroom. But yeah, here we are moving on to the second townhome. I am doing a stone interior for this one. I changed the swatches a little bit, but this is like the general wallpapers that I'm using. So like stone for most of it, and then a couple of like timber accent walls. And then upstairs, it's kind of the opposite, like timber everywhere and a little bit of stone as an accent. Yeah, but this interior is a little more modern, which is weird because I never build in a modern style like ever. Well, sometimes, but very rarely. And then also the exterior of this townhouse is like Tudor. Like it's the least modern exterior with the most modern interior. Anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter. The counters that I'm using are from Base Game. The upper cabinets are from Country Kitchen Kit and Cottage Living. The appliances are from, what are the appliances from? That one, Dream Home Decorator. But yeah, so there's like a good mix of packs in here. I definitely did not limit packs at all when building this. I also added a cute little living space using these Base Game couches and that fun little fireplace that came from Eco Lifestyle. Probably my favorite fireplace in the game. And then I made like a fun little rug that I feel like is kind of modern, gives modern vibes. And then how I did that, I just combined two of those fun little rugs from Snowy Escape, the ones that are sort of like a squiggly shape. I sized two of those up and combined them to make like sort of this big fur rug moment. And I actually do that again up here under the bed. So yeah, for some reason I just used that rug, I think like 3 times total in this townhouse, because I also add one under the bathtub when I make the bathroom. But yeah, and then, you know, this is the upstairs space, bedroom space, but it's also an office. I make a little L-shaped desk using 2 kitchen tables actually. And then I use these cute curtains that are also from the high school pack. I sized them down twice and just used 3 of them to get the look that I wanted. I don't know that that's modern. I think maybe it is, but maybe it's also like kind of boho, but I just liked it, so I added those. And then for some reason I liked the vibes of the suitcases that came with City Living, so there's a bunch of those up here too. And then here we are in the bathroom. A lot of Dream Home Decorator in this bathroom. Like the tiles are from Spa Day, but I think literally everything else is from, I just said it. Dream Home Decorator. Sorry. I go with this wood tone that's sort of reddish and kind of warm because I thought it like sort of matched the vibe of the house. It's not the exact wood tone that, you know, you see in the house, but it's like, I don't know, a similar vibe. At least that's what I was thinking. And then here we are in the last townhome. So it's very green on the exterior, and I leaned into that, and it's also very green on the interior. So I went with these appliances from Country Kitchen Kit that are like this dark forest green, like almost emerald green. And I thought that was really fun. And I also just love the idea of like a dark green and a gold. For fall, I've seen a lot of people do that, and I think it's like not the colors that you think of for fall, because I feel like I always think like orange, brown, red, like the color of leaves, but like for some reason an emerald green and a gold also gives me like very much fall vibes. Also, just shout out to my fiance, just really quick, because I am like obsessed with diet root beer right now for some reason. And I bought like a bunch of them, but I drank all the ones that were cold in the fridge. And when I woke up this morning, I was like all sad because I knew there wasn't going to be a cold one in the fridge because I like didn't add any more to cool down overnight. And I knew I was going to have to like wait a long time. And I was like kind of just like, I don't know, I was kind of bummed. And then I opened the fridge and there's like a cold root beer waiting for me because he put it in there last night knowing I would like wake up and want a root beer. So that's super sweet of him. And I drank it, so it lasted like 30 seconds. But yeah, shout out to him. That was very nice of him. It made my day better. I'm in a good mood now, and I've been just drinking that in between takes of this voiceover. But yeah, you can see this house coming together, you know, very brown, green, gold. There was no couch that I really liked, so I went with this like wooden bench instead. And then I actually do add like some makeshift pillows on it. Those towels that came with base game, I love to use those as pillows, just like rotate them with the tool mod and place them how I like. I also use that really cute stuffed animal that came from werewolves, and I like place it right next to the pillows. And I just think that's so cute. Like again, kind of like the swing set, like maybe that's like a kid thing, but like I have a teddy bear behind me right now. I actually have a few, so like it's fine. You can be older and have stuffed animals, it's fine. Oh, and I also realized that I forgot to add a trash can in the kitchen, so I add one there next to the couch, or bench rather. I also end up adding a trash can to the middle townhouse. If you noticed, I forgot to add a trash can there too. That's off camera, but like, don't worry, I do remember to add a trash can there. And then I add a big one outside as well, because I think it was when I was playtesting this that I realized that I forgot the trash cans. But the gallery version has all the trash cans you need, and I play tested it and it works and it's good. And yeah, and then the upstairs of this townhome I love so much. It's like a loft, which I think is cute. I use this like green and gold swatch of my favorite bed. I add these tiny living dressers, and I add that cute little one tile desk from werewolves. And yeah, I just love it so much. I think it's so cute. I also think that I add the cross-stitching kit to this townhome because that's another like really small activity. I always add an easel thinking it's like the smallest activity, but I think actually the cross-stitching kit is probably the smallest activity, the one that takes up the least amount of space. Plus it like fits the vibe, right? Like I feel like someone who would cross-stitch would also live here. But yeah, okay, so let me know what you think. Leave any comments below if you like this build, if you prefer realistic builds. If you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. I make videos every once in a while, speed builds like this. What else? Oh yeah, my gallery ID will be below if you want to download this or follow me on the gallery. But yeah, I'm going to go eat some leftover sushi now. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!